hate to disappoint you, but it's the obvious answers. I think PPC is up there almost as a hygiene factor now in an always-on performance world. I think affiliate is also in that category. And obviously programmatic buying is going to be a big one for the future.
Online and call centre are our key channels for doing business. The most obvious, relationship would be the one between TV and PPC. Very, very strong correlation between how those two work together and how both quotes and sales are driven in the insurance business.
At the moment, I would say it's probably search. That can change though, depending on your product, your target audience, what the competition's up to. So I would generally look at having the budget moving between whichever channel is showing us the best conversion or the best cost per conversion.
There are several key challenges in terms of responsible marketing and responsible performance marketing, so particularly in what I would regard as performance social.
The average price cost per quote from a PPC perspective in January last year has increased exponentially for this year. So what we're seeing is a huge amount of competition, and clearly as businesses we can't exponentially increase our budgets. So it's really about optimizing, and that's really, I suppose, the biggest challenge we face on a day-to-day is how do we continually optimize and improve how the networks that we select, how we invest in our PPC between generic and brand terms and so on. So it's a highly competitive and sophisticated arena.
I suppose one of them is all the regulation and how do you create compelling ads in some of the small formats. Another one is probably the purchase itself is a lot more complicated than say a lot of e-commerce or retail sites where you're just clicking buy now and entering your details. Third one is, I think probably with the increase in smartphone penetration, we're seeing more traffic coming from mobile and tablet devices, so it's how do you make sure that the experience for them is as good as for people who are visiting your site from desktop.
Performance, in essence, once initially set up, should be self-funding, so growing exponentially.
Digital is a significant part of our budget, and yes, I think it's fair to say that the trends over the years have been to increase the investment online as opposed to the more traditional media.
I would say probably increase, as it works and as we can prove that to the business, I suppose it creates an argument to get more budget to put into those channels.
We are indeed, yes. I think data management platforms will be a key for financial services.
Yes, of course we are. In terms of the dynamics around bidding, it's inevitable people are going to end up spending more.
I think formalization of performance strategy is going to be the big thing this year.
There's so many new insurers in the market, and despite the fact that we're only just coming out of recession, we've lots of new challenges, international insurers coming into the market, and really for us it's going to be about trying to maximise that investment to ensure we remain competitively up there in the top 3 insurers.
I think there's probably a very big focus on analytics, and then another one I suppose is attribution modelling. That seems to be the buzzword at the moment.